working on capturing bank transactions, especially with bank statement that have a lot of transactions, can be draining and can be discouraging for a lot of bookkeepers. So here's the news. You don't have to capture one by one transaction. You can actually import your transaction from your bank statements into Sage. All right. So how do we do that? How do we go about it? Okay, so basically we are sitting in the Sage Business Cloud. I've opened the account, the company, Riqueza Production. I've opened the company. We are here. Here's my dashboard. And these are all the options I can do. Create a quote, create an invoice, custom receipts, create credit notes, and so forth and so forth. We're going to do a video on that. My main focus is on bank, right? So here it says import bank transactions, view bank transactions. These are the things you can do with your bank. Right, let's work from the menus at the top. So we're going to go to banking, transactions, banking. All right. Okay, and then we open our bank that we are working with. Okay. Right, so this is the bank that we're working with. Okay, then from that, we want to use the import function. So you click here, import bank transactions. Now, when you go to import bank transactions, you can see in here the import file type. When you open here, these are the type that you can actually import. So you have the OFX, you have the CSV, and you have your standard bank CSV. So basically CSV and OFX. So when you get your bank statement, right? So if you are emailed the bank statement, it can come in different formats. It can come in PDF, it can come in OFX, it can come in CSV format. All right. So you can then use your CSV format or your OFX format and import it into Sage Business Cloud. However, you don't just import it like that. You're going to have to do a little bit of editing to take a day. So in this video, we are dealing with CSV formats. All right. So how do we go about it? It gives you sort of a a lecture on how to import it. All right. So let's say you want to import the CSV format. All right. Once you select CSV format, you can see here now it says, how do I set up a CSV file? So you click on it. All right, so you're going to do a little bit of tutorial before you go further into it. All right, so it says import bank statement file help. You will need to download your bank statement from your banking website. To do this, follow these easy steps. So you log into your internet banking website, choose the option that allows you to view your statement on screen, choose the correct start and end date. Then once your bank transactions are displayed on the screen, choose the option to download the statement into your desktop. Choose the CSV format. Right, so that's where you're starting. So you go in your bank account, you're starting by choosing that. Then once you have downloaded your bank statement as a CSV file, open this file in Excel. So you're going to have to do some work in Excel. Open it in Excel, and please make sure each column in your spreadsheet represents a single field. For example, date, and that each row represents a single record. So rearrange the order of the columns in your source Excel file to match the following order. The names of your columns have to match these listed here. So they only want 3 columns: the date, description, and amount. The date, it says your date needs to be formatted as either DD /MM/YY. So basically date, month, year, or month, date, year, or year, month, date only. It has to be in a date format. Any other format, it will not accept it. The description, this is the description of your bank statement. So this one is the one that the bank statement gives you. And the amount must be either negative values or positive values. So if it's
Okay, guys. So I'm trying to fix the sound. Please let me know, guys. Please, I'll need you. I need your help. Let me know. I've been having technical issues, so I really need your help. Please let me know how the sound is coming up so that we can start once. Let me know. Let me know in the comment section. How are you hearing me from your side? Is the sounds coming in all right? Let me know on your side so we can continue. How is it doing? Oh, perfect. Thank you, guys. I really need your response at this point in time. Okay, guys. So I'm gonna start again by introducing myself. So basically, my name is Naomi Rikeza. I'm an accountant, so I've got a BCom in accounting. I also have CTA. I've also done my CTA, and that's where I had stopped because of life. Life happened, so I didn't continue from there. Still hoping to see if I'm still gonna do my articles or maybe go the master's route, because I am into the teaching side as well, the tutoring. So we'll see how it is. Life happened, guys. I've got two little ones, and so a lot of things happen. So yeah, but that is where I am, and I decided to do this video to help you guys and motivate you guys that want to do CTA, that are looking into becoming a chartered accountant. All right, so if you are here and you're looking into becoming a CASA, you need to understand what you're getting yourself into. So most people are going in it for the wrong reason, guys. It's not, everything is not about money, guys. Everything is not about money. If your main goal of being a CASA, a chartered accountant, if your main goal of becoming a chartered accountant is because of the moolah, then no, you're not doing well. All right. So, guys, basically, you need to have a proper goal. Like, what is really your goal? What is keeping you up? What is making you want to do this? Okay. If your reason is not enough, I'm a little bit worried because you may not finish it, because it's not easy. All right, it's possible though. It's not easy, but it's possible. So I'm not here to discourage somebody, I'm here to encourage somebody, but I'm also here to tell you the truth. So you need to know the truth, okay? What are you getting yourself into? All right, so guys, if you're just joining in, please do like the video and do share the link as well, so that we get more people here, so that we can talk properly. And also, please be active. Be active, guys. It's an opportunity. You can ask your questions, and whatever it is that you need to know about the career, please do ask your question so we can go on. We're having a conversation. All right, so yes, let's keep it going, and let's do this. Right, so the first thing first. All right, so we're here talking about CTA, but before I just talk about CTA, we need to talk about the whole career, it all, because if you talk about CTA, it's because you want to be a chartered accountant. CTA is the route that takes you to chartered accountant. That's the end goal. You want to be a chartered accountant. So let's talk about that first of all. How does one qualify to be a chartered accountant? All right, so at this point in time, if you are in your third year, even if it's your first or second year, if you really want to be a chartered accountant, I'm sure at least you have this knowledge that I'm about to give right now. All right, but anyways, if you want to be a CASA, so basically it takes you a minimum, guys, minimum of 7 years. Minimum of 7 years. That's the minimum. All right, now few people actually do it within the 7 years. Majority don't do it within the 7 years, hence I'm using the word minimum. All right, minimum of 7 years comes from your 3 years degree. So you're going to do 3 years degree, and your degree has to be SICA accredited. Of course, there are other options. I want to talk about the other option after this. So I'm going with the standard one, right? The normal one that we know, the first route. All right, the first route is that you have to do your degree within 3 years. All right, remember, I'm still talking about the minimum 7 years. Okay, so it doesn't have to be 3 years, but yeah. So 3 years degree. Then after your degree, 3 years, you do 1 year, you do your CTA. All right, so CTA is a certificate of theory in accounting science. All right, so that is what CTA is. CTA is equivalent to honors degree. All right, so it's basically your level, or NQF level 8. All right, it's equivalent to honors. Somebody who has CTA we can say they have honors in accounting. Okay, so please take note of that, right? So you do that in 1 year, that's now 4 years. Remember, we started with your degree, so you take your 3 years to do your degree, and then you add your 1 year to do your CTA, which is equivalent to your honors. All right, once you're done with that, before you're even done, at this point already, when you are in your second, third year, already you should be looking for articles. Guys, start early, start searching early. All right, so you can look for articles and get a contract, maybe a contract in 2 years time or whatever the case is. Then you can start when you're done with your CTA. Start early, guys. Don't wait to finish CTA before you can start applying for articles. That is very wrong. All right, so your articles, basically, that's where you do your training. All right, that is what really prepares you now for the CA work. Okay, so that's where you actually do the practical work, if I have to put it like that. When you do your article, that's where the practical work is actually happening. All right, now remember, it all comes back together. From what I've learned, it all comes back to auditing. Auditing brings financial accounting, management accounting, taxation. It brings them all together. It all comes back to auditing, because the work that you actually do is the auditing work, but bringing in all the knowledge from every other aspect. All right, so that's what happens. And then you do your articles. Guys, I insist, when you're already on your, even if on your first year is fine, like second year already, when you know that you're gonna get to your third year, like, you start applying for articles. All right, and apply at different places. Guys, we all want to be in the big four, but it doesn't have to be the big four. Okay, it really doesn't have to be the big four. Okay, it can just apply everywhere. Apply in the big four, apply in the small firms as well. It doesn't have to be. Okay, just keep your net everywhere. Just keep putting your net everywhere. All right, so you're applying already. So once you're done with your CTA, which was on the 4th year, right, and then you're gonna do your articles for 3 years. Okay, so which makes the 7 years. Let me do this. Which makes the 7 years that we're talking about, right? So let me come back here. So CTA, right? CTA to articles. There's gonna be 2 board exams that you're gonna write. Okay, the first board exam, right, and the second board exam, the ITC and the APC. Now ITC has changed, is now IAC. ITC, initial test of competence, is now changed to initial assessment of competence. All right, you can do more research on that. Okay, so those are the 2 board exams that you write. So within your 3 years, so we were here, right? So within these 3 years, you are gonna write 2 board exams. The very first board exam is immediately in January. So once you're done with your CTA, so once you're done with your CTA around November, let me say November, you're done. So already you start studying. All right, the first board exam is not very far from your CTA. It's not very far. So if you've really prepared your CTA, if you studied very well for CTA, and to the board exam, most of the work are very similar. So it's not very far. So what people do is they get straight into there. They do it in January. So you apply for it through SAICA and you get into it in January. All right, so you write your board exam, the first board exam, while you are busy with your articles. Remember the 3 years. All right, then when you are in your second year of your article, like when you're about to get your 3rd year of your article, you can then write your board 2. Okay, you can write your board 2, and like I said, few people pass it first time. Guys, it's not that easy, right? Few people pass it first time, but majority actually don't. But you can. I believe in you. You can pass it first time. So it's still within that 3 years. So in your second year of articles, if you then write your board 2 exams, and then you have your 2 boards. You have your ITC, which is now IAC, and your APC. Once you have your 2 board exams and then you finish your articles, then your dream has just come true. So guys, that is where we all want to end up, right? That's where you want to end up. So your name will no longer be Naomi Rikeza. It's going to be Naomi Rikeza, CASA. How is that? How is that? All right, so that's what we want, right? At the end of the day, everybody wants to achieve that. But guys, the journey is not as easy. The journey is not as easy. So for sure, guys, the journey is not going to be easy. But now those are your minimum 7 years. So few people have actually done it like that, but majority has not. Okay, at some point in life, things happen, life happens. I've just told you in the beginning, guys, life happened. Got married, had my first child before I could wake up to try career. I had my second child. So we're having 2 babies now. You know, life happens. Life can happen. All right, so it will not go smooth. It does not mean you cannot. It does not mean you're not smart. It does not mean it is impossible. People have actually failed and pulled themselves up and continued. All right, if really your goal, that is what I said in the beginning, what is your driving goal? Like what is really driving you? What is your motivation? Why do you want to be a CAAC? Is it just because of the luxury? I mean, hey, there are a lot of things you can do to make money. So CAAC is not the only option to make money. Now, if money is your motivation or your goal, your driving goal, then at some point you may give up. So what is really your driving goal? Okay, so like I said, majority of people actually don't use the 7 years. Somewhere in between, they'll probably fail during their degree or CTA, which we're going to talk about today. Isn't we are introducing CTA. Right, I want us to be very clear on what you're getting yourself into. That is why I took you guys through the process of being a CAAC first before we can touch on the CTA itself. So people fail and things happen. All right, now let's us go into the CTA itself. So let's say you have done well in your degree. Before I even do that, now remember what they do is I studied through UNISA, so I think I'm going to talk more on the UNISA side of things, but it's especially everywhere. All right, so you have to do it within the 3 years, especially your third year modules. Your third year has to be done within 1 year. If you are through UNISA, for you to do a 1 year CTA program, which is referred to as CTA 2 or CTA level 2, for you to do CTA level 2 directly, which is 1 year, then you have to do your third year modules within a year. All right, like 12 months, within a year. If you pass it within a year, then you're going to go straight into level 2, which is a 1 year program. And once you're done with that, you do your ITC, your board 1. Then UNISA gives people a chance. So they do understand that some people, things happen and they may end up not doing well there, and things happen, they didn't pass it within the year. UNISA gives an opportunity to people who have not passed their third year within a year. They then can do CTA 1 or CTA level 1. So level 1 and level 2, both of them are in the honors level. So it's all NQF level 8. So it's basically, if I have CTA 1 or I have CTA 2, I'm still equivalent to an honors degree. All right, but CTA 1 is not directly how do I say, linked to your board or linked to the route of CAAC. So to be a chartered accountant, you have to do, now I'm talking about UNISA. I know that UJ is different, UP is also different when it comes to this one. All right, but at UNISA, for you to be a CAAC, to be a chartered accountant, you have to do level 2. That's the route of a chartered accountant. A CTA, now level 1, you can even do your masters after that. You can just do other routes, but you cannot do your board 1 with level 1. So what happens? Your CTA has now moved to 2 years. So you do your level 1. The funny part is that even the level 1 is an honors degree level, but you still have to do another honors degree level, which is psych credit, which is linking you to the chartered accountant route. So you're going to do it in 2 years. You're going to do level 1 and you're going to do level 2. Another funny part is that they're not very far from each other. Right, it's basically what you do in level 1 is basically 80% of what is going to be in level 2. There's just a few things that they remove, few topics, but it's as difficult as level 2, and the topics are the same, but they have removed certain things in the topics. They're trying to make it a little bit light, not very light. It's still very difficult. That means you can still fail it as many times as so I don't know, but anyway, they just give people a chance. What I love about UNISA gives people a chance. All right, so they have all these other alternatives that will still help you to do well and to perform well. All right, so let's continue. So if you don't do your third year within a year, then you can do it in 2 years. All right, so you start with level 1, and then when you're done with level 1, then you can go to level 2. The advantage of that, though, guys, the advantage is that with level 1, if you have done level 1 and you have understood level 1, level 2 will be easy for you. All right, so you would have mastered CTA, you would have understood CTA by then. When you get to level 2, things will just flow. All right, things will flow. You will have understood the system, then you just pass once. So it's a good thing. It's a good preparation. Unlike somebody who just comes from third year to level 2. All right. So everything in life has a good side of it. So the good side of starting with level 1 is that it actually prepares you for level 2, and it becomes easier when you get to level 2. Your chances of passing are actually high. The funny part though, people will think they're ahead of you, but they'll actually fail, and then you meet them again. Yeah, that is life. So somebody will start with level 2, thinking, okay, I made it straight to level 2. And then you are there with level 1, feeling like, nah, I should have just done level 2, whatnot. Then you pass your level 1, you meet them there in level 2. And the funny part is you can even pass and still leave them there. All right. Now, guys, another bad news about CTA. This one is heartbreaking, but yeah, it's life. Another bad news is that you are only have 3 attempts. Yeah, you only have 3 attempts. Only. If you fail the first time, fail the second time, the third time, you are thrown out of the system. Like, bye-bye. The system throws you out. Scary, hey. So that's the bad news about CTA. You have only 3 attempts. So once you have failed all your 3 attempts, unfortunately, you will have to go back to third year and still do your third year again, and then come again. After you have passed your third year, you can now restart again with your 3 chances. Okay. There are people that have done it. You've heard some stories. I've not seen people personally who have lost their 3 chances. I've not seen personally, but we've heard stories of people that actually did and went back, and but as just stories we've heard. Okay, but I've not really seen people who have done it personally. All right, so yeah, that's how it is, guys. That's the bad news. That is the biggest heartbreak. That's the biggest heartbreak. Like that's the hammer. That's the hammer, guys. All right. 3 chances. So you need to know what you're getting yourself into. Like I said, few people do it first time, but I've seen people personally. I know people who have passed CTA first time. ITC first time. I know people. All right. So this is not even a story that have done it. So I'm here to tell somebody that it is possible, but you need to know what you're getting yourself into so that you are ready. Hence, we titled this preparation for CTA. If you know what you're getting yourself into, then you'll be more ready for it. All right. Okay, so that is the bad news. Now let's come back. Let's resume back. Now you need to understand CTA. So I've already explained what it is, the level that it is. I've already explained all of that. Now the next thing is, how is it structured? All right. So level 1 and level 2 are structured the same. They're structured the same, guys. How is it structured? So basically, you're gonna have 5 module. Okay, there's gonna be 5 module. I'm not so sure if the same CTA, if it's done the same in other universities, but in this aspect, when I come to things that are deep like this, I want to talk about my experience as well with UNISA, because I did it through UNISA. All right. So at UNISA, we have 5 modules. Okay. So in the 5, the financial accounting has 2. We have financial accounting 1, financial accounting 2. Then we have management accounting. Then we have taxation, and we have auditing. So those are the 5 modules that you do. All right. And then within the year, you're going to write 4 tests. Guys, this test, in fact, the way CTA is just structured, it's not for weak people. It is not for weak people. If you know yourself to be emotionally weak, start preparing on that aspect. Start working on that aspect, because it's not for weak people. So you have 4 tests in a year. They say they will take the best 3, but usually they bring it down to best 2, because usually people don't perform well in CTA. So because of that, they will also restructure and put it into like check that people haven't done well, so let's just give them a chance. Let's take the best 2 so that at least more people would qualify. Guys, you qualify. This is not third year. You qualify to write, so you can fail before the exam. So these 4 tests are your driving force. You have to give it everything in you and give it your all, because if you don't make it within those 4 years, it means 4 years, sorry, 4 years, 4 tests, sorry, those 4 tests, it means you're not even going to qualify for the exam. It means you're not even like you failed before, yeah. All right, so that's it, guys. So the test, and how is the test done? It usually takes the whole day. You write from the morning, like 9 a.m. up until 5 p.m. Guys, it's like that. All right, so it's really training you. Now what they want out of you is, because in accounting, I always tell students when I'm tutoring that in accounting they are not just testing knowledge, they are testing also your speed. All right, how do you handle pressure? Is very important. How do you think under pressure? How can you make solution? Can you get solution when there's a pressure? When there's a problem, can you get solution? That's what you're looking for, right? So that is why it's structured like that, guys. It's structured to, this is what it's doing to you. You understand? So you're writing from 9 a.m. up until 5 p.m. And then when you're writing like that, so you have like the first three sessions, you're gonna write them like continuous, right? So I know things moved online, it became a bit easy. When we were doing CTA, everything was still venue based, and right now I also heard that they're bringing it back, or if they haven't yet brought it back to venue based, yes, bringing it back to venue based, so that um because of all these things people are complaining about, they don't submit on time, network, electricity, what not, so they decided to bring it back to venue based. So the time I did CTA, Mhm. Okay, guys, I really apologize. I had technical issues, so it just threw me off. Please do confirm if you can hear me. Yes, let's test the sound so we can continue where we were. Let's test the sound. Let's test the sound, guys. Can you guys hear me? Okay, guys, please check. Check the sound if you can hear me. Oh my god, things were going so well. We were doing so well. And network happened. Network happened. Well, everything was going so well. Okay. All right, so let us continue. If you haven't liked the video, please do like the video. If you haven't liked the video yet, like the video, share the links, guys. Let's get more people, let's get talking. I really apologize about the network and the technical issues that I've been having today. And yeah, guys, let's continue. We'll just have to continue. Awesome. Okay, thank you guys. Right, thank you guys for your responses. All right, so let's continue. I really apologize, everything was so flowing. We were flowing, we were talking, we were flowing. Let me just fix my chair. Okay, better. Yeah, better. All right, so where were we? I think the last time I was explaining how CTA is going to be. All right, the four test. Yes, you're going to write four tests, and then the first. So what you do is you're going to write the first three tests first, and then you're going to have a break. Okay, this is now how it was in the venue best. Let me even fix my hair. This is how it was while we were doing it on the venue. All right, then later on CTA had moved online, so they'll just give you your scripts and then you will just write. You just write whatever you want to write first. So online, I actually felt like it was easier, it was better, but people still had network issues and stuff. Most people didn't submit, so people still complained, but I felt like it was better because the time we did CTA, at the time we did CTA, guys, was venue based. Like, it was, yo, you feel like your brain is like, I don't know where your brain is going, because they give you, for example, imagine you're writing you're writing management accounting. Once you're done, once you are done, they take it and they give you the next test, like, immediately. Like, you're not gonna say rest for 10 minutes or rest for 5 minutes. No, they give you the reading, like the reading section of the next test already, the next module. So imagine from Mac to auditing. Just imagine. Imagine from, okay, let's do that. Imagine financial accounting. Imagine you're writing financial accounting, your mind is just going to IFRS, IS, and then you're just trying to get it right, you're trying to, make sense. And guys, they're not even easy. On top of it, these tests are not even easy. I'm going to get into detail about that. Remember, we're just dealing with point by point. I'm going to get into more detail as we go. Okay, first thing first, we need to understand what we're getting ourselves into. That's what I want to explain. So, you write let's say you're writing management accounting. Then once you're done with that, your time, they take the paper, then they give you the next paper. Then once you're done, they give you the next. So the first three are just like this. You write 3 modules like this after this after this. Then you take a break. This is like a 1 hour break that you take. So there's an hour break that you're going to take, and then after that, a 1 hour break, and then you come back to write the last 2. Okay, so that's how it works. And in between, there's going to be a reading time. Sometimes they give you they first give you the reading section. So like the scenario, you get the scenario first, you read through the scenario, there's a reading time, and after that they bring the question. So they don't bring it together, they give it, so you read. So maybe your resting time will be on the reading time. When you're reading the scenarios, that's like your resting time. And then after that, you get the questions, then you start writing. All right, then it's submissions and whatnot. So it was like that, guys. 9 a.m. until 5 p.m. Even that break time, nobody actually rest fully for 1 hour. You want to prepare for the next paper. You want to prepare for the next module. Nobody actually rest. So guys, that's what you're actually getting yourself into. That is CTA. It's like you're studying from January up until, remember, if you want to do your ITC immediately in January, which I recommend, because they are very similar. ITC, your very first board exam, is very, very similar to your CTA. So I recommend everybody who's doing CTA to write it in January. Like, write it, guys, because it's like you just die once. Just die once. You understand? Just die once. Okay, so basically that's how it is, guys. So once you're done, so it's you're studying from January all the way to January. You understand? I don't know if you guys are getting me. Like, you're studying from January to January because you are studying for both CTA and for ITC, which is now IAC. All right, that is what you're doing. You are studying for both. So it is like that, guys. Prepare yourself. So it is war. War is happening. So now you, as a soldier, you need to be ready that as war is happening, I'm putting myself right there. I may get a bullet, or I may need to fight back. I always tell my students, sometimes when you lose all the tools, it is now time to, you understand? It's time to punch that CTA for you. So you're going to fight with everything that is in you. Everything that is in you got to fight. All right? If tools are not there, if there's no bullet, if the bullet is finished, if there's no knife, it's time to understand. I don't even know how to punch. Hey, I'm not a sports person. Hey, all right. So it's time for that. All right. So guys, that's how it is. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of studying. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of commitment. It's a lot. It's going to be draining. Know what you're getting yourself into so you are prepared for it. Most people jump into a CTA. They're just like, CTA, it sounds good. All these names sound good. I'm doing CTA. I'm going to be a chartered accountant. I'm working towards becoming a chartered accountant. It all sounds fancy, but guys, it's not as fancy. So you need to understand that it is a war that you're getting yourself into, and there's a high chance that you can pass, actually. you have a high chance of passing. So it's not impossible, it's very much possible. But for somebody who comes with the right mindset, for somebody who knows what they're getting themselves into, they will pass it first time. I've seen many people, like I said, passing it first time. Okay, so let us continue. That's how it is. Once you have done your 4 tests within a year, and then remember they usually take the best 3, but they will change that to 2 because most of the time people are not performing well, and it's a regular thing. It's you somehow would know, but I don't want you going there thinking that they will change their mind. What if they don't? Don't come back and fight Naomi. Don't come back and fight me and say, Naomi, but you said best 2 and then now it's best 3. So usually they would say best 3, but they change it because you know it is, the CTA performance is usually poor, the results are poor, so we're trying to push people and all of that. So they do that, they're trying to push you, and also they give you like is it what, like from 46, yeah, from 46, if you get like 45, I think 45, yes, from 45 they can also push you to pass. They can give you the extra marks, right, to pass. Sometimes they try to bring it down, I don't know, but I don't want to talk about that. And I don't want to give you guys false hope, né? But these are some of the things that happens. Most of the time they will also push student. If you got like a 44, 45, 46, if you get that, they can also just push you to qualify you for the exam. Okay, so again, there's always a lot of hope that comes with CTA, né? There's still a lot of hope that comes with CTA. So don't give up. You may think like it's over only to wake up tomorrow and say, oh no, but you actually qualified for the exam. But I got a 44. I thought like it was over. No. So it's just like that. Also just keep praying, and yeah. So it happens like that. So they choose, then you qualify for the exam, and now it's the exam. Now the exam is not as bad. I always say so. The exam is not as bad because throughout the year you've been writing and you've been studying. So you've been pushed. The system pushes you to study. And that's what I love about what they're doing in third year now. So in third year, it's also like that. It's also become like CTA. You're gonna do your assessment. You're gonna do assessment 1, assessment 2. So you have your study. You're forced to study. By the time you get to the final exam, which is the main one with the most marks, by the time you get there, you have studied. You understand? So there is no person who can be in CTA and say, I didn't study. I didn't study. I just went to write. Hello? Are you in your which system? Like what? What are you talking about? It doesn't make any sense. The system is programmed that everybody is gonna study. All right, so by the time you get to the exam, it's not as bad anymore, and you would have already picked up your mistakes and stuff like that, so it's not as bad anymore. Some people pick up the mistake, but it becomes too much, so maybe they pick it up late, maybe sometimes they just don't get it, and yeah, but it happens. But it's very much possible to pass. So that's what happens. Then you get your exams. Once you are waiting for your result, already start applying for your board, then once the result will go directly, né? So they get the result directly, and then you now write your board exam. Okay, please advise you write it immediately. Once you've done, just die once. All right, so that's how it happens. That's your CTA. Now let's get deeper into the CTA. Now that you have an idea of what it is, what is CTA? Why do I need it? How does it come in me, in my road, or in my journey of becoming a CASA? Fancy, we all want that CASA. Naomi Rekeza, CASA. Everybody wants that. It's so fancy and so beautiful, right? And especially when you are one, guys, the respect you get at work when people say, she's a chartered accountant, he's a chartered accountant. Oh my god, guys. I understand you. I mean, everybody wants that. It's beautiful when you finally become a CASA. Like, it's a beautiful feeling. So yeah, you get the respect and everything, and you make the money you need, and there are a lot of opportunity. One thing about being a chartered accountant is that you can always, like, if you can always get in different fields. You can easily get in different fields. You don't have to work as an external auditor, but you don't have to. You can get in different fields. You can just once you're a CASA, guys, the opportunities are just so it's a good thing. I really advise, and I am motivating somebody who want to be a CASA. Don't change your mind, guys. It's a good field because there's opportunities are like this, like you understand. Opportunities are screaming when you are finally a CASA. Okay, so come back. Now we are in November. We are waiting for results. Okay, I'm not so sure if everybody's done, but I remember some people are still writing auditing, or if they haven't written, I'm not very sure about the auditing time, but I know that most of the exams are done at this point in time, and then we're waiting for results. Some of you are finishing your third year and you're gonna do your CTA next year. So let's get into the real things now. You see now my face is serious. Yeah, well, I've been laughing, now I'm serious. Let's get into the real thing. So I passed. What then? Now remember, our application has already opened. Application has already opened. Okay, I see a comment here. All right. I'm just trying to read. If I know my third year well, will CTA be doable? Definitely, I'm getting there. I'm actually getting there. It's one of the steps. It's one of our steps. I'm actually very, very, very. CTA is equal to third year, but the standard of questioning is just higher. So it is the questioning that you need to master in CTA, but the content is third year. All right, so I'm gonna get into it. There's another question. What is the most difficult module in CTA compared to third year? Now it depends as per the person. What have you mastered the most? For me, what I mastered the most in third year was financial accounting, because I've also been teaching it and stuff. So I'm good at financial accounting. Management accounting, I was not too good, not too bad. I'm just okay. Tax, I was very good though. That's my okay. Let's talk about that. Tax, you, guys, tax. I was so disappointed. Like, God, tax in third year, I did so well. I got up by like, was it not 90, 96 or somewhere there? Like, I had like 96% in my third year for tax. Yo, I gonna guys, I bo. Yo. Tax for me was my disappointment. I think third year that time, I'm not so sure about now, because now UNISA is also trying to upgrade things. Back then, tax was like simple. We just just know your rules, and then they'll ask you to calculate maybe employee tax, or to calculate income tax, things like that. Just know your rules and do your calculations, and there we go. We got our marks. We did very well. We cram this thing and we understand it, and we come there and we put it down there and we hit it. Distinction, CTA. What? Guys, text was something else. Like, you have to keep explaining, and you have to show them on the standard where you are getting this. Like, if you're doing a calculation, for example, a calculation of income tax, for every line item, you have to take a section on the standard where this is coming from and explain it. Why are we including, why are we not including it, and in which section can I find it in? It was not just a calculation like we did in third year. So it was something else. Text was just different, not different because the content is still the same, but the method, the approach that they approached text in CTA as compared to third year was something else. It was something else. Okay, so for me, I would say in my personal experience, the text module for me was the hardest, and in CTA, I think auditing was the easiest. Although financial accounting, I enjoyed it, but it was not easy. I love it just because I'm good at it, but it was not easy. But for me, auditing was the easiest, and then tax was the hardest for me. But people have different stories. It also depends on you. How much of work do you know? How much do you understand, and things like that. So it also depends. All right. Okay. So let us continue. So I guess I answered you. I will come back to the third year one. I think I mentioned I did answer, but I want to look at it in much detail. All right. So we are here now. We have passed. We have now, guys. By this time around, if you really want to do CTA next year, you must have already applied, and they will tell you to apply for at least 2 or 3. Is there 3 options or something like that? Yeah, you have to apply for at least 3 options. If you are looking into doing the CTA 2, I will advise you to apply both, but it depends, because this is money. Let's not just talk as if you're gonna get into CTA and not pay anything. So money is also involved, but yeah, I would advise you to apply for both CTA 1 and 2, just in case you don't get space in CTA 2, and then they can put you in 1. Also, guys, you can try other universities, but it's all about finance, finance, finance. Finance is one of the biggest challenge. I do not advise, unless if this is the only option, I do not advise a bursary at CTA. I don't. Because CTA has enough pressure. Enough. Like, it has enough pressure. And I don't, guys, CTA has enough pressure, okay? And the last thing you want is now to see somebody say, hey, I'm paying, result. We want to see results. You don't want, it's screaming, although they're not screaming, like literally, but it's screaming because somebody's paying for your fees. I don't advise. But if finance is really very bad and that's your only option to get a bursary, then yeah, go for it. Why not? Just know that there's double pressure now on your side, all right? But it's fine if that's your only option. Yeah, but if you can afford, if you can work or something, just pay for yourself. Just so that you know that, okay, at least that pressure is out. I'm working towards this is what I want and I'm going to do my best. And if it doesn't work, then it doesn't work. If it works, it works. At least there's no pressure that I have to answer to somebody. Some bursaries, they may turn into a loan because you didn't do well. So things like that. So yeah, all right. So I personally don't advise it, but unless it is your only option, then go for it. Okay. Also, guys, should I study at UNISA? Right. It depends on you as a person. Okay, I would not say studying at UNISA is bad or good. It depends on you as a person. If you are you do well when being taught, you do well when being pushed and things like that, then it's better to go to other universities. But then finance is also a constraint. All right, so do you have the finance? Can you afford? Affordability is the first question when we ask, okay, should you go to UNISA or not? So the first question is, can you afford? Other universities are like 3 times or 2 times UNISA. UNISA, I think, is the most affordable. The time I did it was 20 between, I think, 23,000, something like that. But right now it's close to 30,000, if not 30,000 a year. Now imagine other universities are like 80,000, 60,000. Okay, so can you afford a 70,000 a year? If you can afford, then go for it. All right. I really I if I have to suggest this, if I have to suggest, I'll suggest Milk Park. I like the approach from Milk Park, and we had a lot of testimonies that people went to Milk Park, passed it first time. A lot of people have heard also passed it first time, and they did it through Milk Park. I would advise Milk Park, but Milk Park is like 80,000, guys, $80. If you can afford, why not, guys? You're investing in yourself. Okay, guys, you're investing in yourself. It's an investment of a lifetime. So if you have the money, don't hide it. Pay it, guys. Pay it. That's the best you can do for yourself. Pay it if you have the money. But if you don't, then consider UNISA, because UNISA is the most affordable institution where you can do CTA. All right? Yeah, it's the most affordable institution. So ask yourself the question, can you answer that? If you know you can afford or not, or whatnot. All right? But it does not mean if you go to UNISA, it's just a symmetry, you're just gonna die. Like, there's no other way out. We did CTA at UNISA and we passed. So how did we do it? You understand? So it doesn't mean like you're just gonna die there. UNISA is just like one symmetry and you're just finished. No, it's not. Okay, but though people will say no, don't go to UNISA, go to, no, don't follow people, guys. This is for yourself. At the end of the day, when you'll be studying, you'll be on your own. When you'll be writing, you'll be on your own. You'll be on your own. So you have to really take leadership upon this. Take leadership, guys. And you've got to be strong, because I said in the beginning, CTA is not for weak people. It's not for the fainted hearted people. It is. It needs, like, even if you are weak, like, wear that garment of strength. You've got to wear it for you to survive. On the street of CTA, you've got to wear the garment of strength to survive. All right, so it is like that. So like I said, I do suggest Mill Park because of the testimonies and also the kind of systems they have, the help and everything. I do suggest it. If you can't afford, come to CTA. Woza. Let's talk now. So once you've done there, now I'm gonna talk about the preparation steps. Okay. The preparation steps. So I spoke about application. At this point in time, you have applied. If you are still going to do CTA, not now, like maybe later, just know that around it's either September, somewhere there, August, September, they open application. Apply very fast, guys. I was one of those people that at first they told me there was no space. I thought I'm not going to do CTA. So I keep pressing, I keep going to them, I keep pressing, and then later on they did give me space. So guys, there are a lot of people that are applying. A lot of people want to be CASA. I don't know why. A lot of people want to be CASA, although only few actually make it at the end, but a lot of people want to be. So the space, guys, space, apply early. Okay, apply early. All right, it's very important. So once that is done, once you are given option, once you are accepted, oh my god, that is one of the time you're gonna really celebrate when you're accepted. Then you got to choose. Remember, when you apply for like 2 or 3 options, then you choose the CTA that you're going for, right, which is accepted. So once you have done that, then we come, let's talk about the preparation steps. So I'm gonna touch on 7 steps. I think I'm gonna make it 8. Let me just say 8. I have here 7, but I'm gonna add another one, 8. There's gonna be 8 steps, right? So we're gonna talk about preparation steps now. So everybody that is here, unless if you're just joining now, everybody that is here, I have an understanding of what CTA is. So I did not assume that you guys know it. I started from the beginning. I explained what is required to be a CASA, the steps you're gonna take. I explained what CTA is, how it's done, the test you're writing, the exam qualifying, everything. I explained all of those things. Now I'm gonna get into the preparation, which is why we are here, because we understand that people are starting CTA next year, and we have to talk. What are the preparation steps? Okay. Step number 1, mindset. Please write it if you are here and you're really interested in being a CASA. Write it down. Step number 1, mindset. Mindset. All right. What do I mean by mindset? You've got to have the right mindset for CTA. What do I mean? Maintain a positive mindset. So you got to be positive about it. You see, there are 2 things. This is how I define myself, Nay. I'm a realist. I'm also an optimist. All right? Because I have faith in things. I've got faith. I believe that things will turn out good. But at the same time, I try to be real. Why? Why am I trying to be real? Because I need to put in the work. I understand that. I have to put in the work. Even if I'm praying, I need to put in the work. The Lord will bless me with something that I have. Do you understand, guys? So if you just pray and go to sleep and then put your blanket on while people are studying at night to write tomorrow, you are sleeping because you prayed, that is wrong. So that's why I'm saying we're going to put a balance. I'm an optimist. I'm also a realist. Right? Have faith. It's very important, because if you don't have the right attitude or the right mindset, if you're not seeing good, then you end up not seeing the good. So you have to see the good before the good happens. All right, so that mindset is very important in CTA. That is what is going to keep you up, because CTA will bring depression at some point. It's going to be pressure, worry, stress, like stress. I don't know how to emphasize that. There's going to be stress, and that mindset is what's going to keep you out throughout the year. So you have to have a positive mindset. Tell yourself, I can do this. Tell yourself, I have it in me. I made it this far. I passed through my degree. I can do this. All right? It's very important. But even in that positive attitude that we're talking about, please be careful not to have overconfidence. If there's something that I would say affected me when I did my CTA, is the overconfidence I took from 3rd year. Guys, CTA is not equal to 3rd year. CTA is not equal to 3rd year. Although we say the content is the same, but it's not the same level. The standard is there. Like, see that gap? See that gap? This is 3rd year and CTA. Standard is high. Same content, the same thing you know, but the standard is there. All right? So it's not equal to. Just because you did well in 3rd year does not mean you're going to do automatically well in CTA, unless if you get your strategy right, which we're talking about here today. Unless if you get your strategy right. If you don't, you may end up doing very bad. Like very bad. Okay? So don't be overconfident. Just be positive that you can do it. You have it in you and you can. If you put in the work and stuff, you can do well. All right? That you should have. Okay, then once what was I was talking about overconfidence? Yes, overconfidence. Don't be overconfident to say no because I did well in 3rd year, automatic CTA, I'm gonna kill it. Guys, I had cum laude. I graduated cum laude. My results were very good. I had many distinctions. I had 90s and stuff. 3rd year. And this mindset, that mindset almost affected me in CTA, because I got into CTA and be like, I'm smart, I've got this, I grasp concept easily, I'm just gonna study, I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna, hey, at some point I neglected a bit of, not that I neglected, I'm not the type that neglects studying, it just life was happening. There was a lot of things that were happening. When I started doing CTA, I changed a lot of things. So I moved out of my parents' place, I moved out of the city. I was in Joburg, I moved to Pretoria. So it was a new city, it was a new place, it was a new work. So yeah, I left my family to live alone in a new city with a new work, new environment, new people, new everything. Everything was new, and I'm trying to grasp with life and this CTA that is happening. So at some point, it just got to me. It got too much to me, and I didn't get to really sit and study like I did in my third year. But I was like, no, I'm still gonna come up. I'm gonna catch up. I did this thing in third year even when it was tough, because in third year I used to work and do different kind of work and still study and still do well. So I was like, I'm gonna do this. It's affected me. It's affected me big time, big time. All right. So overconfidence, thinking that because I did well in third year equals cum laude in CTA. No, you have to know that CTA is going to be difficult. So you need to know it. It's difficult but not impossible. So that's why I'm saying the right mindset to say it is difficult, but for me, I'm going to pass. People have failed it, but for me, I'm going to pass. Do you understand? People take 10 years or whatever years. For me, it's first year, first time, 1 year. That's the attitude I'm saying. But knowing that it's difficult. Okay, so don't be overconfident. And guys, last minute crew, are you here? I need to talk to you guys, so I need to get closer. Last minute crew, the last minute crew, people who study last minute, are you here? Do you want to do CTA? Like, are you real? Like, are you for real? Yo. Yeah? Last minute crew. Please, we don't want you in CTA. Bye-bye. Please just go somewhere else. What? Don't even try. Like, don't. That's where depression is gonna go. Hey, you are calling depression. If you are a last minute study, I study close to the test. I study. Bye. Bye-bye. Bye. Disqualified. Red flag. If you are that kind of person, so I'm glad I'm talking to you now. If you are that kind of person, reconsider yourself. All right, reconsider yourself, guys. I'm still talking about mindset, ne? We are still talking about mindset. Reconsider yourself. You're probably on the wrong field, ne? Or you can change it. You can change it and start studying earlier, ne? Because last minute is not gonna work here at all. At all. If you like be a genius, it's not gonna work. Not in CTA. It's not gonna work. The system is not programmed easy. The system is not even easy. Even the most intelligent person I put at there, they ask, do you understand? All right. So if you're a last minute person, start reworking on yourself. Really wrong mindsets. Thinking that I'm going to come in last minute, I'm going to pass it. You did it in third year. You got away with it. You're not going to get away with it in CTA. I promise you. So don't try it. Ne? So that's the mindset I was talking about. And then you've got to be accountable. You've got to be accountable. You have to don't blame anybody. Okay, if things don't go right, you have to have that thing to say, I'm taking responsibility. Maybe I didn't study right, maybe I didn't do right, let me improve. Because if you keep blaming anything and anybody, you're not going to improve at all. You're just going to be stuck up in that your problem. So you have to be accountable, you have to be responsible. All right, that mindset of taking ownership of things. I'm not saying you're a leader here, you're going to take leadership here. All right, so take ownership to say, no, I did not pass because I did not study enough. Maybe, I didn't put in enough energy. Maybe I used the right approach or things like that. All right. So take ownership, take leadership. All right. Then the last one, which is supposed to be the first actually, what is driving you? I think I mentioned it already, né? What is your drive? So you need to write this one down. Guys, this is the homework I'm giving you. You've got to write this one down. What is your drive? Why are you here? Why? What is your why? What is driving you? Okay? You have to write it and put it somewhere. And when things will get tough, go back and read it again. Do you understand? So that's your first homework. Write down why do you want to be a CASA? Why you're taking this route? okay, and put it there. Write it in plain, like I don't know if you're gonna type it and print it and put it somewhere in your study room, in your room, wherever you spend most of your time studying. Let this be what is going to be reminding you whenever you feel like giving up, because you are going to feel like giving up. I promise you. Even if you are one of the people that are passing, even to get to that passing, even just the studying time, something is going to discourage you along the way. So I would say put that down. All right, that is now us working on our mindset, guys. The mind is very important when it comes to education generally. I always tell my students, my third year student, my second year student, I always tell my students, mind is very important. Studying has a lot to do with psychology. If you have the right mind, it equals great results. If the mind is not right, then you're not fine. Okay, so it's a psychological thing as well. That's why I always say have confidence when you're writing, have confidence when you're getting into something for you to get it right. If the confidence is not there, usually people will panic and not do well even though they have the knowledge. So it's a psychological thing. Mind, change your mindset, work on those things I've touched on. I talked about positive mindset, having confidence in yourself, pushing yourself, believing in yourself. I talked about that. Then I discourage overconfidence thinking, because you thinking third year is going to be the same as CTA. Like your results in third year may not be, you may be a distinction somebody, when you come to CTA you never ever get distinction again. It happens. Okay, remember here guys, the goal, and I want to be real. I talk about being an optimist and being a realist. I am both. I'm going to be real with you here. It's a pass game. Our worry is to pass. If a distinction comes, yay, we celebrate, we dance. We've had some distinction, yes, but I have had some distinctions in some of my tests, yes, but the goal is to pass. So don't have all these unrealistic goals, né? Because it will end up discouraging you, and we don't want you to be discouraged. Remember, the mind must be kept positive. Okay, that was our step 1. Okay, I think we have done that in details, guys. If you have your questions, just be writing it there. And if you're just joining in, please do like, comment, share, guys. Share this. You want to be the only one listening? How I will. You want to be the only one listening? Share, guys. Share this. Let's just share it across. Share the links to somebody who wants to be a CASA. Oh, imagine Naomi Mukeza, CASA. All right, so share the links, guys. Like the video. Let's continue. Step 2, guys. This is where the question came, né? About third year. So your step 2 will be that you have to revise your third year work. Only third year, né? Only, né? Unless if there's some concept that you really missed, like completely. Guys, imagine you're in third year, you don't know your accounting equation. I don't know. Then you have to go back all the way. Okay, at least we don't expect that, right? But it's possible. It's possible. It can happen. If you feel like you need to go back to second year and whatnot. But what I'm trying to say generally, it's a third year that is going to be in CTA. So step 2 is that you have to revise your work. Now this is the time where you're gonna, because now it's November, you are done writing, you have November, you have December, right? I don't know, but you have to rest somewhere, eh? Don't use the whole time just studying and whatnot. You have to rest. Mind has to be clear, because you can't start the year with stress. It's not gonna happen. You have a whole year of stress that is coming ahead, so don't start the year with stress. Okay. Also, so what you do is you're gonna go back to your third year work. The topics that you felt like you didn't do well, this is your time now to revise them. Create. I'm coming to the create groups. Okay, let me leave the groups first out. So revise your work, pick up your problems that you already had in third year. If you did not understand leases, for example, lease is definitely there in CTA. Make sure you understand your leases. All right, you can use YouTube videos, you can use past exam papers, you can use other means, prescribed books, whatever you have at your disposable, use it. Okay, whatever is available to you, use it. Make sure you understand this, because it's definitely going to be there. For example, what else? I want to use an example. Make sure you understand your income tax, especially for taxation purposes, is going to be there. Understand everything that is in third year. So that is your step 2. Whatever you struggled with in third year must be understood before you get to CTA. Guys, in CTA, let me tell you the truth, the volume of work that must be done is too much. The last thing we want is for you to start studying a topic in CTA. No. We don't have that kind of time. So you revise your work, you revise your third year, because your third year, it is what is in the CTA. Revise everything: your financial accounting, your management accounting, your taxation, your management accounting. What's the other? What did I leave you? Auditing. All right. Revise everything. Right now they've brought AIN as well. I don't know how they're going to integrate it, because CTA is now looking into. There are going to be some changes as well. Just study it as well. Just be sure. Just make sure you understand it. Just understand it, okay? Because you don't know, CTA is going to be. It's not going to be as same as the one I did back then in 2020. Actually, yeah, 2020. It's not going to be the same thing. All right. So revise all your third year work. That is your step 2. Take that step very seriously. Write down your problems, work on your problems, go extra, because that time there's no pressure. That's the right time to study. Like right now until December, it's the right time to study. There is no pressure, there is no assignment that is due, there is no exam coming up. At least you are calm. So make sure you get your study going. All right, don't start CTA just like that without a preparation like that. That is the main preparation. Your third year content, your third year work is the main, guys. Your main is your third year. So please go back. Yeah, Naomi, do you offer private tutorials? Yes, I do offer private tutorials, but not CTA yet. I have a couple of places that I wanted to recommend for CTA. Okay, I'm doing tutorials, but I'm doing tutorials for undergrad. Yes, I do undergrad. Eureka Tutoring is my college. That's where I do my classes, and yeah, it's an online college that I run for private tutorials, but I'm not doing CTAs yet. Okay, so if you want to do CTA, if you want private tutorials classes for CTA, consider. I'm gonna give you guys 3 that I have good testimonies from: Age Business School, CA Campus. All right, these 2 is testimonies of other people. Then there's Tip Top CA. Tip Top CA. This is my testimony, guys. All right, this I highly recommend Tip Top CA. And I remember when I had registered, I did only auditing with them because of the money and everything. I did only auditing with them. And the time I did my auditing with them, guys, I did super well. Right, one of my tests, I think it was test 3 or 4, no 3, I had 100%. I had 100% in my test in CTA, guys. This is my testimony, and because of the help of Tip Top CA, I was able to achieve that. So I highly recommend Tip Top CA. I think I'm gonna put well, you can just Google it, or maybe I can put their number maybe in the comment section, because I didn't put it on the description. Yeah, guys, I really recommend them. So I really recommend Tip Top CA, because that is my testimony. Right, then CA Campus, a lot of people have good testimony about CA Campus. All right, I would also highly recommend it. Age Business School as well. It's also many testimonies, so I also recommend those 2. So you can look at the 3, you can choose whichever goes for you. Remember, at the end of the day, it's also a matter of affordability. Which one of them is more affordable, so you can decide to go with it. Okay, so let us continue. That was step 2. Like I said, step 2 is really the main step. Revise your third year work. Okay, revise your third year work. Then, so once we're done with step 2, guys, remember, if you have questions, please be putting your question down so we can communicate. So step 3, this is very important. Step 3. Okay, I'm gonna do step 3 in 2. Yeah, remember we said we wanted to do, I had 7 steps here, but I'm gonna do 8. So I'm gonna break step 3 so it can become 2 steps. So step 3, join every CTA UNISA group that you can find, whether it is on WhatsApp, on Facebook, on Telegram, wherever. Any group that says CTA UNISA. It doesn't have to be UNISA, even if it's other universities, because at this point in time, CTA is the same everywhere. It is the same. Join. Just join. Just be there. Then you're gonna put it on mute, because I understand sometimes it can be annoying when people are writing all the time and you don't have the time to always be on every group. So just put them, and then when you have time, when you're free, you sit down, you read. Make sure you're reading those comments. Don't just be in the group and you never read any comment and you just slide. No, don't slide, guys, because there are some informations that you will get from these groups. Not even the information that we're interested in here. It is the material that we are interested in. You see, these colleges that I've talked about, CA Campus, Tip Top, SA, Edge Business School, and many others. There are many of them. Private tutorials. There are some students that are registered with them, that are enrolled with them, and they give them their materials. They use these materials and they share them on these groups, especially the Telegram groups, guys. Telegram. If you're not on Telegram, how? Hybo, a student not on Telegram. Guys, if you're not on Telegram right now as I'm speaking, download Telegram now. Download Telegram, especially the Telegram, because the good thing about Telegram groups is that when I join, I can still see the materials that were posted before I joined. Do you understand? Before you join, there are materials that are already posted there. So that's a good thing about Telegram. And join Telegram groups. Download all the material you find. Material from what's this place called? Indonamo. If I'm not getting it wrong. Indonamo also, they have their material everywhere. CA Campus. CA Campus, they really break it down. Get whatever you have from UNISA, from wherever. Anything CTA, download it. And guys, you have to get your things organized. Organize your things. So those are the 2 steps. Actually, there's supposed to be 2 steps. Okay, it's fine. Let's keep it to 1. Join the group so you can get access to other people that are doing CTA. You know, sometimes people will talk about their stories. Sometimes it will make you feel good when you feel like you failed the test, but there are other people that failed also. You know, sometimes it will just okay, I'm not alone. And then somebody will pass very well and be like, how come this person does so well and I did so bad? That means I need to push myself. Okay, so you need those things, people's stories and stuff. Sometimes encouragement, some people will encourage each other. You know, those things is important. Join those groups. When you join the big groups, then find your people, like bring it down to have now your study partners. You bring it down to having study partners that you know that these ones, us, they will be studying together. All right, it's very important. One of my students suggested that I create an accountable group where I'm just pushing people to study because they're working and stuff. So I'm thinking about that. I will come back onto the channel. Just keep checking my post. I will come back and let you guys know when I want to do that. I'll create a group, like a WhatsApp group or a Telegram group. I think Telegram will work. But yeah, I'll let you guys know. Accountable group, just to push people, because sometimes life gets on the way. Imagine you're a mother, you're a wife. Imagine you just joined work. You've just started at work and you have to give it everything. You are new. You understand? Some people start their articles immediately when they're doing their CTA. Now, somebody would ask, do I recommend doing articles same time as CTA? It depends. Né? It depends. It also depends on you as a person. If it's me, I would say finish your CTA first. The way I am, I like to focus on one thing. Né? I like to do that. I'll say finish your CTA first. But the good side of doing that is now what you're doing at work is also what you're studying. So it helps you understand the material better because you're applying it at work when you do your articles. So articles, it makes you understand CTA even better. So they work together. So that's a good the advantage of it. So it is possible. If you feel like you want to do articles same time as your CTA, it's okay. Because at the end of the day, what you're doing at work is what you are also learning. Right? But if you know yourself, you know that you like to focus on one, just rather go for CTA. Once you're done with your CTA, then you're free to go on to do your articles. Okay, so that's what I say. That was our step 3. Join the CTA groups, make friends, look for partners, understand, just read through people's stories and encouragement and whatever, and then download the material. Now, if you don't know, you can even download the material on the UNISA website, the www.unisa. You can say, okay, www.unisa, I think CTA material or CTA something. There are materials that are already there. So now we're in 2024, right? So when you were doing 2025, you will get the 2024 material already on the website. Okay. So just go to the UNISA website. You can search for it. I can't remember how it was anymore, but we did that. You go to the website, you type www.unisa.ac.za, maybe /CTA material, something like that. You'll find it there. Just search it, you'll find it there. There are materials that are already there. Download those materials so that you can start already seeing. I'm not saying that you're going to study everything now because I sent you to study your 3rd year, isn't it? I sent you to go and master your third year. So you can't do everything at once, but at least go through it to see, have an idea of how the CTA is looking like. Okay. So you do that. That was your step 3. Actually, those are 2, joining the groups and downloading material. So I'll say 3 and 4. So now I'm going to go to step 5. We are getting closer. I'm going to go to step 5 now. So step 5 is now, once your application is accepted or you are given an offer, all right, this is done once you've given an offer. So now we have to register, remember. So once you're given an offer, you are sure, because now you want to do CTA. They may not give you space, especially at UNISA. They may not give you space because there's an application of people. There are people that are applying. You may not get space. That's what I was saying, guys. Apply early, all right? You may not. So if you do and you are sure now the offer is there, sign it and accept it. So you know you are the leader here. They need you to accept. They can't just say, you are in the qualification and that's it. You have to sign it, and not necessarily sign, but yeah, you have to accept it. You have to accept the offer that is going to give. Sometimes they will accept all 3 or all 2 that you've applied, and then you choose the one you want. So obviously it's CTA, you're going to choose that, and then you accept the offer. Once you are sure that I'm in now, I'm a registered CTA, not registered per se, but yeah, they've taken you because you're going to pay now, You're going to pay for them to finalize registration. You have to pay the deposit. They will tell you how much you have to pay before they can finalize the registration. But you are accepted. Once you are accepted, this is what you now do. So that's our step 5, right? Now you are going to have to purchase your required CTA handbooks. All right, when you go to the bookstores, you just tell them CTA handbooks. They know what you will need. They will know what the books that you need. They will give you, I think, for financial accounting, it's going to be 4. AFRES books are going to be 4. Auditing, I think it's also 3 or 4, and then tax is 1, and then yeah, tax is 1. Management accounting, you don't have the CTA handbooks for it. That you would only use the prescribed books, which, guys, be smart. There are these books, there are ebooks on these Telegram groups. This Telegram I'm sending you guys to, hey guys, it's very, very useful. It's very useful. Because on this Telegram group, you're going to get even the ebooks. Yeah, the prescribed books. You don't have to buy prescribed books. So your money is going to go to the CTA handbooks, the standards, the IS, the AFRES, all right? The standards. That's where your money is going to go into. Okay, so you have to buy them, guys. Unfortunately, CTA is expensive. Apart from the fees, you're going to have to buy a lot of things. You're going to have to buy the handbooks. Prescribed books, like I said, I gave you guys already a solution. Go to those groups. You're going to get them on Telegram. Even on the 3rd year groups, like the 3rd year groups with the financial accounting groups, they have those. Go to the MSc group, you're gonna get the MSc prescribed group. Go to the auditing, you're gonna get, understand, get the ebooks to cut down on costs. Okay, right. Then once, so you purchase your required handbooks, all right, and like I said, prescribed books, you're gonna get them. If you need to come to me now, help me, I'll search for you, okay? Please use the ebooks just to cut down on cost. There are a lot of things you have to buy. You have to have a financial calculator, all right? I'm sure you have it from 3rd year, so use it in 3rd year. Same financial calculator you need to have. If you don't have, you need to purchase one, all right? Of course, stationaries and stuff, let me not talk about that. You probably have it from 3rd year already. Yeah. You also consider getting a bag, especially if it's venue based. Consider getting like those bags that look like a suitcase. Yes, those type, because you're gonna carry your standards. When you are writing your exam, you're gonna have the standards open. So the question is, if I have books open while writing, why is it that people are failing? Imagine you're given an opportunity to copy, but you fail. So CTA is, yeah, CTA is something else, all right? So it is not about just what I read and remember. So it's not a memory something I must just remember to write. It's not that type of exam. It's the application. CTA is application. Applying what you understood into a real life scenario. That's what CTA is about. What was understood into a real life scenario. Okay. So that was our step 5. So you have your CTA handbooks. You have your standards already with you. Guys, you can also buy secondhand. For those of you who may have financial issues, Ask people on the group, on WhatsApp groups. That's what I'm telling you. Join these groups, guys. Join as many as you can and mute them. When you need them, you go and read when you have time. All right. So do that, guys, and yeah. So once you're done with that, let's go to step 6. Step 6. Get study partner. I think I talked about this name, or accountable partners. I already talked about this. Get study partner. Not, this is not the group one. I'm talking about study partners that you are very like you're bringing it down, because the group has many people. Somebody that you can be calling every time. Somebody you can say, okay, we're gonna study PPE now. Okay, it's PPE. Let's do questions. You do this question. Let me do this question. When you come, I'll teach you. You know, you teach me. I teach you. That kind of partner. I'm talking about that kind of partner. Have that, guys. You have to have one. It's not easy, and you won't have time like that to spend a lot with study partners and all that. But you guys can be communicating on your WhatsApp, on whatnot. You can do call, video calls, whatever, Zoom meeting, Teams. But it's you need that, because life will get busy, and sometimes you need somebody to wake you up. That's what I say. I'm going to create accountability group, but I will communicate on my post. Keep checking my post. I will communicate. If you're just joining us, please do like the video and share the link. So that was our step 6. I'm going to step 7. You have to communicate with your families and your friends. You need their support. You need to make them understand. See what I just did here? That's what you must do to your families and your friends. Explain to them what CTA is about. Explain to them how it's going to be that you're going to be up studying all the way. You're going to be writing all the time. So you need support at home. If you are staying, if you are married, for example, maybe consider getting like a helper or somebody like that. If you have kids, consider where the kids are going to be. If you are single, stay with your parents. Maybe you would have to cut down on chores. The cooking, the cleaning, you don't have a lot of time for that. If they can help you with that, so you can focus on studying. Events, you're gonna have to cut out. Going out with friends, chillers, clubs, what, you're gonna have to cut them. All right, communicate with your friends and say, guys, you know, this year I am killing CTA. I must kill it in 1 year. Guy, I need your support. I'm not gonna have time for let's get together, let's vibe, let's see what, chillers. You won't have time for that. So they need to know. And if they are your real friends, if they are true, they will stay and support you. If they leave, then they're not your friends. They've never been your friend. You're probably forcing yourself into this. So they let them go. All right. So you need to talk to, you need them, because there will be time where you'll be really, I'm telling you, whether you're doing well or not, just to get to the result, even the amount of work that you have, there's going to be time where you want to give up. So you need your friends and families to hold you. Okay. You need their support a lot. Sometimes you need somebody to wake you up. Sometimes you can't, because you're tired and you're feeling sleepy, and you just need that. So families and friends, you need to explain to them. You need to communicate with your families and friends on all the matters. Communicate with them so they can support you throughout. All right. Then you've got to schedule your study timetable. UNISA does give, like, they recommend, they'll give you like something, use this schedule to be on this chapter at this time. You may not have the time to follow that one. You may start late, maybe you paid your registration fee late and time has already passed and things like that. So create the one that works for you. How is your time? Are you working? Now, in my other video, if you go check out my other video when I was explaining how I was able to get my cum laude, all right, you can check it on the channel. That video I spoke about studying at night. They worked for me a lot, because everything is quiet and everybody's quiet. Right, when they are quiet, you are able to focus. All right, your concentration level is very high at night, because it's quiet, as long as you can fight sleep. So you have to just find methods to fight sleep. I always recommend that. So if you know you're working, maybe you're studying at night may work, or weekends. All right, so you need to do a timetable that is reasonable, a timetable that you are sure you're going to follow. If you're not able to follow that timetable, I'm telling you, you're not going to use it. At the end of the day, you'll just be working like somebody who has no plan, and it will just affect your results. If you are very consistent, you're going to pass CTA. If you are consistent, you're studying all the time that you put there. It doesn't have to be every day, but at least it's consistent. If I'm studying 3 times a week, 3 days a week, I'm studying. Or maybe I'm studying 3 hours in those 3 days, and it's consistent, and I keep doing that, you are going to pass. You are gonna pass. But if you are somebody who is, after you study, sometimes you don't feel like studying, sometimes, as long as you don't have discipline, it's going to affect you seriously. Okay, so do it reasonable and make sure you're following it. That is why your friends, your family, your study partner, all these people are there to just be like, it's study time. What are you doing in a party when you're supposed to be studying? Do you understand? So you need that. That is why I was saying friends and families should be put in as well. So that was our step 7. And then the last step, step 8. Consider private tutorial. I know somebody already asked me about private tutorials. Consider private tutorials, guys. Please do consider. Money again. CTA, oh, a lot of money, guys. But you're investing in your future, né? It's worth it. It's worth it. It is worth it. Invest in your future, guys. All right, consider private tutorials. I already mentioned H Business School. I mentioned CA Campus. There are many. These are just the ones I want to talk about, things that I have testimonies from, right? Because I cannot just recommend things out of the blue. I'm recommending where I've had testimonies of people actually coming to say this helped me. All right, so CA Campus, H Business School, Tip Top is my testimony, guys. I highly recommend Tip Top CA, highly recommend, right? So please consider, if you have the means, right? You can also just make arrangement, guys. It's not like you have to pay once. Make arrangement that you can pay monthly or whatever. Make an arrangement with them. You'll see that it's not as bad. You have to just try. Even with UNISA, you can actually make payment arrangement, guys. So don't give them and say, no, I don't have the 30,000. No, it's not going to be a 30,000. You probably pay 6,000 or 5,000 to start, and then the rest you can make an arrangement. No, I'm going to pay so much a month, and so forth and so forth. And they will accept you. You see? So, guys, sometimes you just have to learn the art of talking. Talk to people and say, hey, I don't have that kind of money. This is how much I can afford. Let's talk. You break it down, you make a deal, sign, or whatever the case is. You understand? So, guys, that is it. Consider joining a tutorial center to help you, especially if you are at UNISA, because UNISA doesn't offer classes. They offer classes once in a while, like the facet class, and which I say, guys, when it is facet, leave every other thing and join it, please, because you don't have a lot of luxury of classes. So when you get a class, just make sure you are there. And if you're joining facet class, don't go there unprepared. It's gonna frustrate you. You feel like you know nothing. You feel like it's over, because they will bombard you with knowledge. They will knowledge upon knowledge. It'll be chapter upon chapter. They will just be chaptering you. Topics, chapters, questions, everything will just boom, 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 boom. And if you have not been studying, you'll be frustrated. You'll be depressed. So when you go for facet class, you prepare. You go there trying questions and things and writing down your questions, all the problems that you have that day. Make sure that lecture must hear it all. Throw in your questions. Make sure, guys, utilize the resources very well, because we don't have a lot of it. Okay, usually they will have, like, for every test, before every test there's going to be a facet class to prepare you for the test. So it's like that. All right, prepare, but guys, if you do that, you're studying every day and you're preparing yourself before you go to that facet class, you will learn a lot and you have an opportunity to ask questions. That is how you're going to do well in CTA. That is how you're going to pass. And even when you go for these tutorial classes, let it not just be a class. Make sure you're prepared, and make sure you ask your questions. Make sure you ask, guys. Don't just go there and just be like, they talk and you listen and that's it. No, utilize the resources. Let it work for you. Let it work for you. All right, so guys, that was it. Yeah, that's the aspect I wanted to touch. Remember, our main topic is the preparation, so I wanted to touch on the preparation. Prepare yourself for it. If you guys like, I can do a part 2, but I'll touch on something else. Maybe when we start your CTA and stuff, then we start touching on the strategies that you can use, how you can approach different modules. We can talk about that in another video. This one is already long. It's already long. Yeah, maybe in another video we can talk about how do I approach auditing, how do I approach FSC, how do I study this, how do I this, giving you strategies of what to do. Lastly, guys, I want to end with this. Remember to work smart. In CTA, you don't have time for prescribed books. You don't have time to read topics. You need to understand your standard. That's, if you want to do well in CTA, understand your standard and flag, guys. Flag. There's this small things that we those small stickers that you put on every topics. You need to do that because that is how it's going to help you when you're answering in the test. Remember, you're going in with your standards. You have your books with you, right? So for you to be able to know which topic to touch, when it's flagged, you just open on that particular place and then you go to look for it specifically. That is working smart. Né? So you have to flag your standards when understand how to use your standard. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to touch this on another video. I'm going to touch on that one, how to use your standards, how to use your Psycho handbooks, your standards, because that's the most important. If you want to pass CTA, focus on that. Leave the prescribed book alone. Remember that it's part of the steps that we did here. Né? So your prescribed books is what you did in your third year. So you go and study that, prepare that before you're even accepted. Do you understand? That was one of the preparation. But now once you get into the CTA, it is the standard that must be understood, because if you do that, that's when you're going to pass. So you see, guys, at the end of the day, it's not impossible. It's very much possible. With a positive mindset, with hard work, with consistency, with discipline, and working the right way, smart way, you are definitely going to pass. You're going to be a CASA. Okay, it is very much possible. All right, guys. So, okay, I see a question. Okay, it says, Naomi, can you make a video on study tips? Please share your study strategies or approach on different modules in CTA. Wow, definitely, guys. I will do that. I will do that. I will do videos on that. Like I said, I'm gonna be touching on different aspects as well to go deeper to help you guys in this journey of CTA. I want to hear your testimonies as well. Let's hear your testimonies. I would be very, very happy to be part of your success story. That when you talk about your CTA, you can say, oh, Naomi helped me there and there, Naomi helped me here and here. I would really appreciate that. Okay, guys, thank you so much for joining. Basically, I think I did introduce myself in the beginning. I am a tutor, a private tutor. I do teach you about the undergrad modules. Né? I do financial accounting, AIN, and many other modules. Please do talk about my college, Eureka Tutoring. Yes, I'm running a college, private tutorial college, Eureka Tutoring. Please do tell people about it, people that are studying, especially at UNISA. I am helping out, I am teaching. All right, if you also need like maybe advice, I do that as well, to advise you on your studies, how you can perform well, how you can do well. Yeah, I also do that. I help in different things. I'm also an accountant. I also do accounting services, financial statements and things like that. I also do that. I'm gonna also post my company on that, taxations, compliance, accounting, transactions and stuff like that, payroll. I also do all of that as well. Okay, guys, thank you so much for joining in, and yeah, see you guys on the next video, and all the best for those of you that are actually enrolling to be a CASA, enrolling for CTA. All the best, guys. Remember, it is doable, it is possible. All the best, guys. I'll see you on the next video. All right, see you guys. Bye.